This is Shovik, your instructor. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Uh, in last week, in my last videos, we have talked about different types of communications. Okay, uh, and we discussed thoroughly of each type of communication. Now, in this video, we will learn elements of communication. We will learn elements of communication. Okay, so let's start then. Communication is a process that involves many different steps or stages. It involves conveying the thought process of an individual or anyone other than himself or herself. Okay, so for that we need some elements. Okay, some elements we need. Communication takes place through various means in a clear and conscious manner. It is aimed at an appropriate action or response called feedback. Now, feedback is a very common word we use. Uh, we give feedback for the Zomato guy who just deliver our foods. We give feedback to the for the e-card guy who delivers um, various things from Flipkart and Amazon. Uh, these and several other places we do give feedback. Some shopping malls they actually want feedbacks from their customers. So this is a very common word. So now find out what feedback actually is. Okay, what is a feedback? Feedback is the response or reaction of a receiver after perceiving or understanding a message. Now here we are talking about messages, we are talking about communications. Okay, now feedback of any communication or any message is the response or reaction of a receiver after perceiving or understanding that message. Now you have written one letter to your teacher, and after submitting that letter, your teacher told you that there are some mistakes you have done here and there. You should correct it in the next time when you write. So that is a feedback. Your teacher received one message, a written message from you, and then he or she analyzed your message, then gave you one feedback. Okay, for instance, your teacher gives you information about yes, here there is also one another example, you can take that also. But I hope you all know, you all understood the uh, definition of feedback. Okay, so importance of feedback. What is it so important to give someone a feedback? If you recall, then you can remember things that one Zomato guy, after giving you the food, that guy literally insists us to give a feedback for him to the company website, right? So why is it so important, feedback? So let's take this points. Get the reaction of the receiver. Here you can get the reaction of the receiver as uh, the feedback. Suppose you have done something very terrible, and your teacher got angry with you. Now you got a feedback through your teacher's behavior. Now that is also a feedback. Okay, through the reaction you can receive that reaction. Helps in clarifying doubts. Yes, it helps in clarifying doubts. If I'm teaching you this online classes on. So if you have any problem, you can uh, tell me that, sir, we haven't understood that particular thing. So that is also a feedback, and that helps me clarifying your doubts. Okay. Third one is measures that effectiveness of communication. Obviously, through clearing your doubts, it will become a good communication between you and me. So effectiveness of the communication is here. Measures the effectiveness of media. Obviously improves relation between the sender and the receiver. If there is a misunderstanding between you and me, then it is a feedback which can improve the relation between the sender and the receiver. Okay. Helps in taking appropriate decisions. Helps in taking appropriate decisions. Obviously helps in solving problems, and so on. There are some other points, you just read it. And giving feedback is an art. One must ensure that the feedback given is constructive, as it motivates the receiver to try harder and do better. Okay. So feedback is very important, whether you are receiving a food or a order from Flipkart or Amazon, or a letter from your teacher, letter from your guardian. You must give them one feedback that yes, I have read your letter, and I completely agree with you, that type of thing. You just do that. In that way, it will be clear communication between you and the person you are communicating with. Okay. So some simple facts. Feedback became common after World War II as the importance of democracy became pronounced. Okay. Just it is not important at all. Simple facts, let it be. Okay. uh, Effective feedback needs to be, some effective feedback needs to be very clear, well timed, specific, bearing right attitude, truly representative, impersonal, and informative. Clear. Obviously you will give a person a clear feedback, that is necessary. Well timed. Obviously you received food from Zomato, but you are giving the feedback after 2 days. That is not well timed. You need to do that on the spot. Okay. So well timed feedback should be well timed, specific. Yes, you should be specific about your feedback, what you find wrong, if anything you find wrong, or whether you understood the entire message or not. So be specific. Bearing right attitude. Obviously your attitude is very important in any types of communication. So yes, attitude should be right. Truly representative. What you are thinking about the communication happened between you and your uh, one person. So it should be uh, it should be truly representative. Now the feedback should be representative, like you should be very clear and very specific about your feedback. Okay. Okay, next one is impersonal, and feedback should be impersonal. Obviously you cannot attack personally to a person in a feedback. And informative. Obviously informative. The feedback should be very clear cut, very small in size, and full of information. That's it. Okay. Types of feedbacks. Feedback is regulating system that helps modifying or correct someone's behavior, like we do. If we a student does something terrible, what we do, we analyze that action, and we give that student a feedback that you should not be doing that because you come from a good family. Now, uh, uh, to work on your attitude, to work on your communication, that is the feedback. Your feedback could take the form of a thunderous applause after dance recital, or a thumbs up to your friend after his or her performance. Okay, these are uh, non-verbal feedback. Okay, these are non-verbal feedback, and where uh, you can giving a feedback, just not saying any word like thumbs up, clapping. Okay, these type of feedbacks are non-verbal feedback. And giving specific feedback and verbal feedback, you can give a feedback verbally, like yes, I have watched your performance and that was awesome. That is a verbal feedback. Okay, and we can do specific feedback. Specific feedback means, yes, I have watched your performance, and the way you danced, that was in that step, it could have been better. you you just being specific, right? That is another type of feedback, which is called specific feedback. Okay, and similarly there are non-specific feedback, vague and general feedback, like yeah, I liked it, yeah, I liked it, your performance, yeah, that's it. In a lame way you said that, that is non-specific feedback. Okay, and uh, written feedback needs to be realistic in order to be meaningful, obviously, in a language that is easily understandable, timely so that it is paired close to the event, specific and actionable, constructive instead of being merely critical. Okay, so this is all about feedback, and you just uh, do this exercise, write true or false, answer in brief, these two. You just do it. If you want to show me, then you can show me. You can ring me anytime, or you can just comment it down in the comment section below. Okay, that's it. We will talk about barriers of communication in our next video. Okay, so that's it. Okay, thank you, take care, bye bye.